to run, constantly throwing down that acid spray with the Bottle Crow. Then looking into the mid game, you've got some minus armor combo with the Alchemist and the Naga Siren. Being able to throw out that Riptide, that -5 armor is actually big.
KYXY came out too far. Or did he?
Oh, no.
MMY can't reach him. It was almost like Mushy needed to start off with a stun, and now KYXY turns around to play with fire. Like, that stun range, it still remains the same, so Mushy, if he wants to, he could do it, but he's lost his timing.
Look at this.
Latrak had to rotate up towards top lane to try and go over Ohio. And Burning, he doesn't have a lose some beam, so there's no... Yeah, Lanham just basically had to guess where to throw that one. They needed the mini stun from the looser beam. It wasn't going to be much, but it might have been enough to set up.
Yeah, they were trying to turn that into...
Here we go.
Though. Yeah.
Finally, KYXY... No, that you can't. In fact, KYXY can turn this one around. If Mushy... He'll throw the stun. He waits as long as he possibly can for MMY. But if he had a little bit... If he could throw this on a little bit earlier while Mushy was still in the acid spray, then Mushy would be dead right now.
The acid spray is just unbelievable in middle because it just covers up so much of the lane. But versus melees, like, they have to walk through so much of it in order to pick up all this CS. They just can't stop it. They just can't stop it. Rubik's going to rotate out. He's going to go back to top. They need that solid instant stun to really be able to keep Ohio out of lane. And Ohio's already level 3, which is kind of unfortunate. It means if he lands an hour on one of these supports, he could conceivably pick up a kill.
Oh, it may not matter if MMY is capable. Latrak already moved back too far. That one range creep spoiled the party right now for DK. There's an observer ward over here from Ohio as well. So he was seeing a lot, but because of... Lanham just helped him out. Because by removing this tree, he now actually has very, very clear vision around the map. Extinct is playing around with Ice, who then just basically body blocks up that very small staircase.
Yeah, this is going to be the way that they really shut down Mushi, is the fact that as long as they keep up room control, Mushi has to constantly Bottle Crow, and that's really a detriment, especially since it's not flying yet. But it's going to be a huge detriment to his team if 4 or 5 minutes in, he's still Bottle Crowing. And he's not gaining a huge lead out of it. I mean, KYXY is just going to be so far ahead in this lane, or at least should be. In CS, though, he's actually not that far ahead. He's 5-0 compared to 12-6 on Mushi. That should change as he kind of bullies Mushi, but the fact that KYXY hasn't really picked up that much in the first 2 minutes. I mean, I know Rubik was there, but still.
I want to make a note right now for Net's build. Even though I know Extinct's better to rotate towards the bottom lane and attempt to kill off Ice. And with that Riptide, that's almost possible for him right now. And that's the reason why the salve goes from Ice. And Naga, he's diving this one in. Ice, so you can't dive on top of the coil spray. Yeah, back to Keeper of the Light. Notice his build right now. He didn't end up leveling up Chakram. His second level, in fact, he hasn't even done it in the third level. He put the 2 points up into the Illuminate, and he went 1 point up into Mana Leak very early on. Now, this is probably the only reason why this would work, is he just wants to drain those quills out from Bristleback very early on. That's the only reason why he would be doing this right now. But to still bypass the chakra, like, that's very unusual. MMY, oh, is there a Starfall? No, there's not. There's going to be a Fade Bolt. They got enough damage. Pick up first blood in the top lane. And even if we miss the Ultra kill, both first bloods, we're seen.
Good work, Toby.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's my influence.
Technically, the last of the Ultra kill wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault.
It really wasn't.
No.
It really wasn't.
Burning. He's in trouble. Ohio, though, he doesn't have any more extra damage. If he levels up right now, he needs a creep to die. He needs that creep on the sidelines to die. Leaps up, though, he's got it. He's got the attack speed with him. Burning stick charges. The elusive beam is not enough. He was trying to munch on the health, and now there's your level up. He got 2.
Oh, my goodness, Ohio, you're so good.
It was so nice.
How do you pick up 2 and 1 in an off lane like that?
He was praying for it.
Wow.
And you can't blame the Lestrak for sticking around, because he was looking there going, well, I have Edict damage. He obviously hasn't popped off his Starfall, so he doesn't have that leveled up. And then he cracked a level after he got the kill. And after that point, he's like, okay, well, my arrow's back off cooldown. I've still got mana for both arrow and Starfall, which means the burst damage is there to kill off the Latrak. Even if it's point-blank range, it was still enough to do so, and it just caught Latrak by surprise.
Yeah, that's crazy. He almost went for another arrow, too. Like, Burning was sitting there tanking the creep wave, and Ohio was really thinking about it. He was actually stop spamming the arrow. But he's actually going to rotate into mid, see if he can pick off maybe Mushi. But,
they're
here
going to
comes
get
supports.
KYXY. He's still in Chemical Race. It's not going to be easy, and the arrow's not going to be in the right place because Mushi decided to initiate. And with Concoction over an Alchemist, we got the Fission. Ohio came into the high ground, which means KYXY thought about going in deeper there on Lanham. But it's not that underneath the tier 1 tower, after you've just been initiated on, they're not going to play with that kind of fire, especially with Mirana basically out of mana. And the top lane's being pushed out by Burning.
Yep, Ohio, I mean, that was a good rotation. It was the right idea. It was just unfortunate the supports were coming in at the same time. He threw the arrow back, thinking that Nyx Assassin was going to be forced back just due to the aggression of Alchemist. But at the same time, Nyx Assassin had his 2 supports coming in, so he was actually being aggressive. It was the right idea, though. It could have potentially been a huge, huge play. And look at Ohio actually throws down an arrow behind into his secret shop to make sure that he knows both the supports are missing. They don't have the greatest jungling power like a Rubik and Leshrac. You're not expecting those to jungle. So if they're not in lane, the question is, and they're not pulling, what are they doing? And he throws down that arrow just to make sure. Those kind of plays are really what separates decent offlaners from the great offlaners like that.
Just want to give a shout out to, I think it's Luffy dude inside the chat. Who is saying it's called Starstorm, not Starfall. You're actually 100% correct, but for us Warcraft 3 boys, it will always be Starfall. Just like Wind Ranger will always be Wind Runner for us. Some things just should never change. Arrow's going to attempt top lane, and that creep...
Oh God, he's dead!
He's toast. He's completely
God,
toast.
Please!
With the power shot as well, the TP coming in from the Naga Siren came in at the last moment as well. But Burning... That creep in front, like the timing was perfect from Ohio. Absolutely perfect. He waited until that creep was gone, and then it's just like, okay, he's going to die at this point, arrow to fire. And Burning copped it to the knee.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe he just cops it to the knee.
I didn't get the whole arrow to the knee. But hey, I'm feeling old school with Starfall, man.
You really are.
Yeah.
You really are. Look at this. Ned is still, he's doing a great job jungling, and without having those early levels of Chakra Magic, he's still pulling it off really, really well. Like, he's level 5, 7.5 minutes in, and he still has a stack to be able to burn through. This is a good example of how to be able to use Keeper of the Light effectively in jungle without having to be overly reliant on your Chakra Magic. He did a really good job pulling and triple pulling. He failed one of his triple pulls, and I think that's it. Which is really, really, it's kind of tough to be able to pull off those triple pulls every single time.
Yeah.
So, here it comes. Ohio's popped the Moonlight Shadow while he's
It's going for top lane?
Yeah.
Because Burning's too far back behind the tier 1 tower. The Invis isn't really going to help unless they want to cast Naga ulti as well to help him set up. That's the only other thing you could be doing right now.
They saw in mid. Ohio made the right play, and he was hidden, but I don't think mid was hidden at the same time entirely. So Burning got that heads up.
So somehow Ohio managed to find the gap between the entire Dark Creep Wave, leaps away before Mushi's able to get the stun off on him. But Mushi's also walking around with level 7, so we have to bear in mind that Vendetta's on the field. So it's a very danger kind of zone. But with Lanham with that only 1 point up, it's still only level 3, Leshrac. He is the lowest level in the map right now. He's better crack level 4, but with his Edict, even only at level 1, it's still, the push is still coming faster from DK than it is from Titan. More Titan to try and tower trade up here on the top lane. So this is the bottom tower now going down. Leshrac's done to even help clean up the creep wave.
Yeah, but they're going to trade for top here. At least they should.
Are they?
Maybe
no.
not.
Mushi able to get the stun.
Where's the
He's still got Chemical Rage, but he can't get off in time. Naga throws the ulti up. They should turn. They should turn on this one. They got support coming in, and that's now going to come off on the right time. Difficult to try and pull off the Eclipse from Burning, but there's just so many heroes around here that can tank it up. And Burning getting stunned up means he can't just keep right-clicking it out. So they turn on Mushi pretty hard.
That was beautiful coordination. I mean, it's so hard to be able to stop that Song of the Siren at that kind of range with the arrow, and that was perfectly timed. I thought it was going to hit while he was still invulnerable. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Titan, again, they look really, really good. I mean, like last game, they got some early kills, yes, but I would say for the most part, it was because of DK's fault. Here, Titan is just playing out of their mind, and most of it's because of Ohio. Like, most of it is because, and it's so important that he shut down this top lane, because Luna is definitely going to be a big counter to Nagasire in very many ways. She's got those bouncing glaives to be able to deal with those images in the late game. But early on, I feel like Luna has a little bit more mid-game when it comes to some of those team fights, just because of her ultimate. Granted, it's going to be tough versus... oh, and another arrow!
Again,
Ohio, please!
Again.
Mercy!
At the same time, KOXY got initiated in. It was a Vendetta from Mushy that came in close. They dropped the Sentry Ward down a little bit too late. So it's just become a 1-1 trade with the Alchemist for the Luna. Yeah,
I would take that trade any day. Especially with the way an Alchemist can come back. I mean, if you can run Alchemist support turned into a carry, having him mid and getting ganked a couple times is really not that big of a deal. Alchemist is so capable of being able to come back from that sort of thing.
Ice now going to TP himself up towards the top lane. He's had enough of people dying on this top. And we're seeing his build right now with Vanguard first. Now going to go on to the Blade Mail later on. I think it's very difficult to initiate on him, but Ohio, you can see him. He's wanting to attempt it. The arrow flies up. This time it's going to miss on Ice. And Extinct was caught in the battle, and now, Extinct. One last tip before he can TP out from Ice.
And now you see the power of an off-lane Bristleback who's hitting for 176 damage at level 8. He's got a Vanguard. He has like 0 addition in damage, just his ultimate. Those 5 stacks. 100 damage, no
That's
problem.
what it's all about with the Bristleback. Ohio, you're in trouble. Vendetta, this is a good kill as well. 4-1, Lashrak with Edict. Oh, one shot just leaps away. He's got Midnight Shadow as well, but MMY is going to catch him. The donating spree will be ended by the Rubik. And he's able to pick up a full urn with the extra gold he got, as well as a smoke to boot.
It's an early Christmas for Rubik. All of a sudden, he was at 1,400 gold after already having arcane boots. 12 minutes in. Very, very farmed Rubik.
He's even about to crack level 8. He's looking really, really good.
Yeah, unfortunately, things are really turning for Titan. Like, they had a really good lead, but now the experience is about to go in the favor of DK, and the gold is very much in the favor of DK, almost sitting about 2,500, almost 3,000 gold.
MMY takes a nice little ability, at least for now. He's got the Chemical Rage as well as the Acid Spray. He's just pulling everything from the Alchemist possible. Except